My name's Seppo Halava. I was previously the co-founder and studio head of a company here in Oakland called Self-Aware Games. For the last 5 years, we were kind of a fixture of Uptown and got to be part of a revitalization of the whole area. Got to see it grow up as we grew up. And now, Self-Aware is the biggest and most successful game developer in Oakland. They're located actually right next door and projected to do 300 million plus in revenue this year. Today, I'm here to talk to you about a new company, Wonderspark. Ever since I was a kid, I wanted to be a game designer. I wanted to make games that evoked the things that I loved about games growing up. Things that had adventure, that I could, excitement, challenge, things that I could play with my friends and talk about for hours or years later. Things that were epic, strange, vibrant, and funny. Instead, for the next 10 years, when I first got into games, I worked in a beige cubicle for 16 hours a day for months at a stretch, working on games that had been designed by teams of marketing folks, and watched as the brilliant diversity of games devolved into bland sameness. Probably, if you follow mobile games, you'll notice certain similarities in games today. So I don't think that the world needs another entrepreneur jumping into games for the money to make the next Candy Crush or the next Clash of Clans. These aren't even games. People are spending millions of dollars making photocopies of photocopies that no one's ever going to really care about. But the funny thing is that games as a medium endure, even through patches like these. As teams scramble over themselves to make the next great failure on the same tired theme, somebody's always in the shadows working on something really surprising. Wii Sports and Guitar Hero, just when the sea of bald space marines seemed like all that games were ever going to be, these two games burst onto the market and overnight became astonishingly successful. Because they weren't like anything else on the market. They reignited an idea that everyone intuitively understands, that games are about fun. Wonderspark exists because everybody loves fun, and the future of mobile gaming isn't the next Clash of Clones. The thing that's going to make $100 million next year isn't a rehash of something you've already seen. It's going to be something shocking. We'd love to talk to you more about Alter Ego, our new game, and why creating the future of mobile games is a problem that we are the best equipped to solve. Thank you.
I have to say, I don't know what you do.
Fair enough. So we're an iOS game development studio.
Yeah, I got that.
Yeah.
But what's this game?
And the game is, it's a very early stage prototype at this point. But what we do, one of the reasons that I didn't want to focus specifically on the game, is that one of the things that sets us apart is that we iterate incredibly fast and we develop with a live audience. That's the strength that we developed at Self-Aware, working over the last 5 years. We pioneered a lot of technology and a development process.
I saw that from your pitch. You go fast, but where are you going?
Yeah. So we're building a game that takes your daily life and turns it into game content, right? Rather than using location information to get people to go walk out to places and be subject to advertising, which everybody tried in 2010 and failed, we're taking the next generation of sort of location tracking, activity monitors, things like that, and using your real life to form content that will become a game and shape your character as you play. Part of our goal is that I'm a parent, I've got 2 kids, my life is incredibly routine and I don't have a lot of free time. But the games that I love now are blowing out into these like 100-hour experiences that I just can't play. Most of the people that I talk to can't play those games either. And so one of the strengths of something like iPhone is that anytime I've got a few minutes I can pop it out and play. But the things that fill that space now are time wasters, right? I can play Candy Crush for 5 minutes and get from now to 5 minutes from now, but I haven't really done anything meaningful. So what we want to do is be able to take the things that are positive about real games, challenge, mastery, socialization, control, self-expression, and do those things in a way where for 5 minutes I can actually make tangible progress. But on top of that, take that 5 minutes and then blow it out into your whole life, right? So that like while I'm going to go pick up my kids from daycare, I know that I'm making progress in game. And that by going to pick up my kids from daycare, that's actually different than if my friend is going on a business trip to Singapore, or if somebody else is working as a greeter in Walmart. All those things will feed into the game and become part of that content and shape the character as they progress.
So I'm on the board of Kabam.
Oh.
I was an early stage investor there. And
Kabam.
as such, I get game development companies coming to me all the time for money. It's hard for me to invest in those companies only because they are usually at your stage where there aren't many metrics, and they either then blow up into something wonderful or they blow up into something really bad.
They just blow up. Yeah.
So tell me, as an early stage investor, how, I mean, I'm saying this in all truthfulness, having invested in this space, I am so clueless as to how I should be investing in games right now.
Well, that is a perfect question, and I think it's the most important question. The interesting thing about games right now is that I think if you get somebody who comes to you and says, I'm going to make the next, the top 10 hit, you shouldn't talk to them anymore because they don't know what they're talking about.
And I don't, right?
The main thing that you need to be able to do is you need to be able to move fast, you need to be able to experiment, you need to be able to get feedback on your concept as fast as possible. For us, at Self-Aware, we developed both technology and a process that lets us experiment, I believe, faster than anyone else on the planet. And that's something that we're carrying into Wonderspark. So our whole process is very similar to something like a lean startup, where we answer questions quickly, we iterate incredibly fast. We got off of Apple's update cycle and can move much, much faster than that. And we have a combination of essentially metrics and experience. I've been developing games for 15 years. I've made console games, I've made casual games, and have a huge library of experience about what people actually value in games, right? And then we also have rigorous sort of metrics tracking, and then use our judgment and metrics combined to be able to learn fast and iterate quickly. And I think that the things that you want to invest in games, again, are things that are new, right? Because a lot of people can make a case that I have this predictable ability to say this is going to be a success, but the problem is that if you look at the App Store, nothing that has succeeded in the last 4 years has been like anything else. So for us, we want to build something that no one's been able to build before. And historically, that's what we've done. We've always built something technologically interesting. We want to build something that appeals to things that people value about games. For the last 5 years, when people were playing the games that we built, what we discovered was that people play games because they're missing something in their lives, right? They don't have a sense of control over their own destiny. It's probably a little hard for people who are here to understand, because I think most of us lead pretty interesting lives, but a huge percentage of the population works very routine jobs. They're overwhelmed by the sort of repetitive tasks that they have, and they don't feel a sense of progress in their lives. On top of that, if you live in reality, you can do the right thing and not succeed. That always happens games are deterministic, and you can always succeed. So we can provide things that people really love in this medium, and I think if you learn how to do that and iterate fast and benefit, things go.
So I'm the hook.
All right.
So I'm here to hook you, but thank you very much. Here's
thank
Bread
you.
and Butter Wine, which is one of our sponsors.
Awesome.